Reminds me of was that Thursday Night Football all over
Oh
that.
man, that, or it may have been one of those Vincent Price movies or something, like the Twilight Zone or something like that.
There you
But
go.
I'm dating myself. I'm sorry, I'm dating myself.
Yeah,
Hey,
that's okay.
sir, how you doing?
I am doing well, doing very, very well. Very,
So,
very well.
so this is a piggyback to yesterday.
It's a piggyback. I feel like it's necessary. Would you agree?
Well, I do, and here's the crazy thing about it, because one of the things you were telling people when you were talking is you said, "I hope you're taking notes." Okay, and I was recalling our conversation, and after I got everything else done, I wasn't ready for bed yet, so I went in the office and I let my reticular activator mechanism reticulate.
Uh-oh.
And I because we talked a little bit about some global events that was happening, and the impact that it was having here in America. And we didn't get into any details or what have you.
Right? Of course not. Yeah. Well, not as
And
much as we should have, I guess.
well, but Leland, I thought about that and I'm going like, it's not our job.
Ooh.
It's not our job to tell people all of the stuff that they should be aware of. We don't need to tell them where every nook and cranny is. We don't need to let them know where every opportunity is. What I want to be able to do is to say, I'm just like anyone who's listening. I've been there, I've done that. I've had successes, I've had failures. I've been up on the top rung, I've been down in the basement. But regardless of where I was, I never stopped believing in myself.
Ooh. That's good,
No
Hank.
matter no matter where I was, I realized that if I stayed there, I would become average or ordinary.
At best.
And most people want to beat their chest as if they're something impotent. But as I was saying, have not read a self-help book or a growth book in years.
Hmm.
And I've learned that if you want to get from where you are to where you want to be, you have to be willing to read. You have to have an open mind. You have to be able to connect with people. You have to trust people. And I find that a lot of us just don't trust anybody.
Well, not only do a lot of us not trust anybody, as in anyone, we don't even
Hmm.
trust ourselves.
You know what? You're right. Ditto. Ditto. So, so I was thinking about all of that, and the path that I went to wasn't inflation, recession, stagnation, stagflation, depression, none of that, because it doesn't matter. You can make someone think that all of those are good, depending on where you're standing,
Correct.
or bad, depending on where you're
Where
standing.
you standing?
And then there are some who want to tell you where you should put your money or not put your money, depending on the economic condition that we're faced with.
Okay.
So then the question is, if you haven't done any research and if you're not knowledgeable enough, you will take the advice of somebody who's got a phenomenal podcast, or they have a wonderful following, or they've written a few books, and the next thing you know, you go like, "Dang!" And then we'll say it doesn't work when in essence we haven't worked.
Mm. All work works. Now, hear me out with this. All work works. Even if you're doing something that truly, like, you can do the math, and it's like, yo, this will never
May I
work.
drink to that?
Yeah, absolutely. Because something I want to get people in the mindset of understanding is when I say all work works, what
Hmm.
I am actually saying is that even when you are doing something that on paper will not work or doesn't show to work,
Mm, mm,
it's
mm. Bring
working
it. Bring
on
it.
you.
That's it. Between your ears.
On you. So
Hallelujah.
if you are working a job that sucks and you're not happy with that, that job is still an opportunity. It's working on you. It is irritating you enough that you decided in your mind, man, I'm better than this. I can do more than this. But that's the work that's working on you. If Hank and I are trying something new and that thing month one does not work, month two does not work, etc. What that has done is that works on us to say, hey, what can you tweak? What can you change? What can you enhance? What can
Hmm.
you cultivate? What can you monitor? What
Hmm.
can you control? What can you change to make something better?
I heard, and I don't remember the exact quotes, but it had to do with Thomas Edison, and developed, discovered something, and everybody was patting him on the back, and and edifying him, and, oh, this is such and such and such and such, and somewhere there was a question asked, and he says, in developing this, I realized 1,000 things that didn't work. So the what I'm taking from what you said is this work, no matter what it is you're doing, you're working. We're making progress. You're in a dead end job. You're doing something. You know that doesn't work. You realize that this is not what you want to do, but but you continue to punch that clock Monday through Friday from 8 to 5, hating every minute of it. But for whatever reason, for whatever reason, you will not seek a change.
A shame.
So, in my studies last night, I ran across something that was interesting. I mean, I probably killed a tree, and I apologize for global warming. And it's called 10 Common Reasons Most People Fail. Do
Mm,
you mind if we start at the bottom and then from there work up? Can we do that today?
absolutely. Let's do it.
Now, people will find a lot of reasons. There's some that say there's 30 reasons. We're not going to try to give you all of them, but I think if you just start of distill them, you will come up with at least 10 that everybody that's halfway smart would talk about. And I went to the bottom only because I think sometimes you go to number one and it doesn't fit, you know. Oh, that's not me. That's not me. That's not me. All right, that's not me. And the one, and then it might be the one that you say is your Achilles heel. So
Mhm.
let's go to number one. They misjudge. And let me see if I can add some life to that. Some years ago, when I was doing some consulting business, I went to an individual who owned a small business. And she had someone helping her for probably about 5 years. And she said she needed some help. And so, okay, I went over and talked to her, got some information from her. And she said, "Well, Hank, what are you going to charge me?" I said, my rate for this type of work is $220 an hour.
Mhm.
And she said, 220. She said, "I got someone doing the job for 20.
Okay.
I can't afford." She said, "I cannot afford you." And I said, interesting. I said, "Quite frankly," I said, um, "that's okay." I said, "But in the grand scheme of things, you cannot not afford me, because the person that you've had working with you for 5 years got you where you are now, where you need something else. And I'm going to take probably a week at best. I'm going to come up with a plan. Okay. And I'm not going to take forever. I'm not going to take 40 hours. But if you can't afford me, I'm okay with that." So she was looking at what she had to pay and not what she had to gain. But a lot of people would misjudge, and they overestimate their abilities and underestimate the amount of time and the effort that it's going to take to get from point A to point B. Because, as I tell the apprentice, you have to unlearn something
Mhm.
to be able to put something in. And if you think you know it all, if you think you know it all, and you're still stuck, that means that you too have to unlearn something, because you can't come to the table thinking that you are all of that when someone else is trying to teach you something.
Hmm.
So
That's
people
good.
just they just misjudge. They underestimate the value of the apprentice program. They underestimate the sophistication of the apprentice program. They underestimate the simplicity of the program. And as a result of that, we tell them, hey, it's going to take X number of hours. It's going to be this, that, and the other. And for whatever reason, they don't want to. They don't want to do it. So I'm not going to beat that one to death. They are all talk and no show.
Hmm.
You, you've met some of them. We have. I'm sorry, I got a friend. Some years ago, let me just help you. Some years ago, someone I know is a realtor, and and I called and I asked him to show me a house. I wasn't ready to buy. I just wanted to look. So he showed me something. And I think because I didn't pull the trigger initially, he thought I was BSing when I was really ready. But I told him, I said, we're ready to go. This is the price range we're looking at, like this, that, and the other. He said, well, can we talk Tuesday? Yeah. Anyway, I called him back a few times and he never responded to me. I found someone else. I closed the deal. And that was over 2 years ago. I haven't seen him yet. But the point is, at 6%, at 6%
Yep.
uh,
Commission.
commission, I'm not going to say how much these people, the realtor got, but I'll just say at least it's over $12,000.
Yeah. Yeah. It was. Yeah. And all I'm going to say on that is there are people that will talk about what they could do,
Rather
and then
than
there
will.
are people that will not talk and do.
Mm, mm, mm. Oh yeah,
Only way for you to get a active result is by you being active.
active. No, whoo, hallelujah, Jesus.
That's all I want to say on that. That's the only
Well,
way to get an active result is by someone choosing to be active.
now, what do you think about the one that says they have too many excuses?
It's
Oh,
your life. That's all I'm gonna say on that.
well, and it's the idea that here's the thing: when you don't want to do something, no, when you're unwilling to do something, any excuse will do.
Absolutely.
Any excuse will do. So I just tell people, stop making excuses. That's all. Just stop making excuses, because what you do in making excuses is you continue to live in the failure environment. Today, decide that you want to do something, and start tonight preparing for it. I like that one, Mark. Leela.
Hmm.
They listen.
That's a trap, though.
Yeah, they listen to too much advice. You
Wow.
remember at the onset I said that there are lots of places you can go to get some information about excuses or failures or what have you. So I think what happens is, to a lot of people, is they seek advice until they find something that fits their personality versus what fits their situation. Because they're just seeking advice, like daggone, but when you gonna do something,
When
you
you gonna?
know? And
Yeah.
then you have to know your limitations, your abilities and your limitations. We got a genius in the back office that make computers hum. I acknowledge up front that ain't me. And I've told all the apprentices, don't call me if you have a problem in technology. Forget it. Am I lying? Really? Am I lying?
No. No.
I know my abilities and my capabilities, and I just said, hey, I get in where I fit in.
Yeah.
Um, Here's one. What do you think? One of number 6 says they don't heed advice from others.
This is a tricky one because wisdom states that you can learn anything from anyone.
I agree with that.
Wisdom also states that a wise person will test. So, another like the Bible says, like wise person will basically weigh or verify, right?
Hmm.
And I put in my words test. So if Bob tells me something, and Bob, here's the thing: Bob could be a homeless gentleman. Bob can tell me something, and maybe that he learned in hindsight or whatever else. So you can impart some wisdom to me. And what I need to do at that point is I need to test that idea, that knowledge,
Hmm.
that wisdom
Hmm.
against other things. Now, one of the issues in doing this for most people is that people will attempt to test something against the piss poor filter that they already have.
Mm.
So when your filter is already pissy,
Yeah. Yeah.
every,
Doubting.
yeah,
Doubting. Yeah. Doubt. Yeah.
exactly. Everything
Yeah.
else you put everything else you put through the
Well,
filter is the same.
it's I moved to Indianapolis years ago. So I'm a transplant.
Hmm.
And because I didn't have initials in front of and behind my name, like some of the folk that I ran into, because I wasn't here, because I didn't go to the right, I mean to their church, because I did not belong to their fraternity, I didn't hang out with their friends, I was discounted as nobody. Do you think it bothered me?
No,
Leland, I mean, do you think it bothered me?
no.
Okay, well, good. Okay, because it didn't. Because I know, I trust, and I have people that believe in me and whose opinions I value.
Of value. Hmm.
Even when I think I am an expert or the expert, I don't try to prove my bona fides to anybody. I come to the table humble and listening and listening. Your daughter's how old? 3 or 4?
Yep, she's three.
I listen to her. I'm down there because she says things that I have to sort of turn my head and go like, "Oh wow, that was powerful." From a 3-year-old.
From a 3 year old.
From a 3-year-old. The next one says they give up. That's number 4. They give up. Oh, did I get the one? Oh, I'm sorry. Rewind. 5. They don't have a goal. Man, I want to do this. Man, I want to do that. Man, I want to get a new car. Oh man, I need to move. My neighbor moved. Man, man, I like that. He does. Oh man, that's this So they're in a mindset of I'm gonna no, I want to do this. Man, I want to do that. Oh man, I want to do that. And what they do is they forget about what they want to do. They don't establish a goal, and they continue to do bad habits. They go play basketball every evening, or they on Saturday mornings or Sunday after, or on Sunday afternoon they watch football during football season, or they watch basketball during basketball season. To me, that's dead time.
It is their
Okay.
time.
They got a favorite TV show that they watch religiously, and if they can't be there, they revo it, or whatever the hell it is. See, I don't even know the terminology because I don't have one. They record it and then they
Yeah.
watch it. Okay, still until midnight.
And that's one of the things that really ticks me off. So it ticks me off because I get it. No one person can do all things at all times.
Correct.
At some point in time, yes, will someone need to have a time to relax? Absolutely. A time to
Absolutely.
rewind, decompress, etc. Yeah.
Mhm.
But we have to understand that our habits are what basically are building blocks to make us basically what we are and what we are and what we are to become. If you know that you enjoy, for example, if you enjoy watching TV, watching your favorite show, and you see that in your time you spend about 5 hours a week watching TV, but you feel as though you are financially struggling, or that you're
Ooh,
stuck.
bring it on now. Bring it
And
on.
I tell you, hey, if you were to use 8 hours of your day and do this thing, you could do that thing. Like, oh, I, 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 I don't have time.
Can't do that. I don't have time for that. Yeah. Oh
I
yeah.
can do that.
I
Or for example, another one is crazy. Um, I say, cool. All right, I hear you. You're saying that you work a lot. Well, do you have the money to invest so that you can have maybe someone make phone calls on your behalf?
hmm.
Maybe one for an entire week, you could possibly pay someone, I don't know, $60, $100 to make phone calls for you. So, oh, I can't. That's a lot of money. So the question is, either you are willing to invest one of two resources, either your time
Oh,
or
that was cold. That was
either your time or your money.
that's it.
That's it. Period. And if
You
you
can get
say
more
that
money. You can get more money.
you can,
Can you get more time?
no.
Once it's gone, it's gone.
And you know what's so crazy to me, that, and I gotta make sure that I'm not, I don't fly off the handle with this one. So I'm gonna apologize in advance. But something that's really crazy to me is I will hear people say, or basically, yeah, this is basically what happens. If you don't like your job, you want to know how you know that your job is valuable. You know that your job is valuable because, or this is how you know that your time is valuable. I'll put it this way: if you exchange a dollar for a dollar, what do you get? Nothing.
hmm hmm
You know how you know your time is valuable is because your job is willing to pay you in time. If it wasn't valuable, your job would not pay you
Pay
in
you
time.
right.
They would, if anything, they would
hmm
say, "Oh man, this is a break even." And guess what? If it's a break even for too long, what do? They cut you,
Poof. That's it.
or they'll shut down the company.
Yep.
So whatever they're paying you, it has to be worth that amount at least 10 times that amount to be profitable. At least 5 times
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
not be profitable. So then you say to yourself, well, hey, if you make $20 an hour, that means that this job that I'm doing getting paid $20 an hour, it has enough value for at least $100 an hour.
hmm hmm They aren't gonna pay you $100, but
Yeah, I can pay you $100. That's not what we're
right.
saying.
hmm
But it has that value. So what could you do?
Yeah.
You could outsource your own personal time to gain back your time.
But my degree is in XYZ. My experience is in ABC. So
So
has either one of those gotten you to where you want to be, and that's financially free?
no.
Well, no, then you got to decide. Decide. You got to decide that you're
What's the point?
willing to pay the price.
Willing to
So
pay the price.
going along with that is they just give up. We got people who like this program. They signed up for this program, but then they, for whatever reason, they didn't follow through and don't respond to text or emails to sit down and says, hey, listen, we just need to help you to create a different mindset, help you to better have greater discipline, or help you to set some goals. Or no, they just said like, oh man, this is man, I don't have time for this. And then because it entails talking to strangers, the cell phone that they use weighs 400 pounds. They can't. I couldn't get. They struggle. They just struggle to pick up the phone.
Hey, and you know what's so crazy?
What, sir?
We provide them with phones.
Well, you know, and you absolutely and a script. This is all you have to say. If you're able to do this and ask these questions, and the person on the other end says yes, then you pass that on to somebody else who closes the deal. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Okay, they said they give up. They give up. Now now number 3 says they don't look for alternatives. Cause I got it made. They got titles and stuff in this. I got it made. You know, and they look down at you like, you know, and they be fluffing and stuff like, boy, you better get out of here.
They go home and they drowning. They go home and
Well,
they
again, they trying to keep up with the Joneses because they done told somebody that they work with a corporate 500 company, and they got a title, they got a booth with no windows and stuff, and they got it made, you know.
they and Mr. and Mrs. Jones are
Yeah,
literally dying. Okay,
man, it's crazy. But let there be a social event,
to the nines.
man, they show up big time. So okay, and again, um, my daddy would tell me. I tell people, my dad had a 3rd grade education. Not he was uneducated but highly intelligent. My daddy would say, and I'm gonna quote it like he said. He says, "Son, it's a poor rat that has but one hole."
Mm.
Okay. All right. So that's looking for a turn. Now, this number 2, they don't want it enough, which to me it says pain is not great enough yet.
Yet, but it will.
Oh yeah.
By
Okay.
that time, it's normally too late.
That's the first one. Okay. They're waiting. They're waiting for a better offer, a better opportunity, a better deal, a better something. But hell, if you're too damn lazy to do what has already shown itself to you to be viable,
What does it matter?
it doesn't matter. Do I want someone who's willing to take a chance, or I want someone who comes in, he's dressed in the nines, and his attitude is, well, hell, I don't need this. Well, why did you show up? You too, man, you got to be you gonna do that? Well, wait a minute. That got me out of corporate America. That kept me. That has me where I am today, trying to help you to get out of your own friggin' way.
Yep. Yep.
So my question to you, sir, ma'am, that you got position, you got initials, and I said it yesterday, I'm gonna say it again today. Do you have any idea of what your job and your attitude is costing your family?
The attitude is so powerful.
Because I've said I left corporate America because I realized that my 2 children spelled love TIME, and the only way that I was going to be able to give them time was to leave corporate America. But the balance is that I still needed to make some money, so I had to be strategic. So they were at school by 8 o'clock in the morning, and they would get out of school at 3:30. So between 8 o'clock and 3 o'clock, I was busting my butt every day.
Let's get it. Mm-hmm.
And then after I got them taken care of, if I had to be out there doing stuff until midnight, guess what I did, Leland?
Midnight.
I did what had to be done to be able to do what I wanted to do. I wanted to spend time with my family. So people, I don't know whether any of these fit for you, but I will say this, that if you are not where you want to be in life, then you need to find your causality. You got to find your why not, and then bet on you. And I would say, hey, I know you hear us talking, we be talking smack, and you go like, okay, fine. Leland, are you at your house?
Yes, I am.
You are. Guess where I am?
At your house?
And here we are at home trying to help somebody to be at what? At home.
To be at home.
Don't have to be like us.
Nope.
Don't have to take our advice. But you need to take advice from somebody who can help you to get from where you are to where you want to be. And don't be thumbing your nose at it because you think it's beneath you. Because I got a question. Someone asked me one time, I was trying to be all uppity and stuff. And he said, Hank, I said, yeah. He said, would you shovel cow shit for $50,000 a year?
For $50,000 a year?
For a year. And that's, and I looked at him, I said, yeah. I said, yeah. And he said, you're who I'm looking for. Because most of us wanted to be all glitzy and glamorous and all this other stuff. Now, and some of these people who are probably making $8 an hour. Do the math. $8 an hour for 40 hours a week. I ain't gonna give you no money. But if I got 50,000 a year, I'm making $4,000 plus a month. I can come home and take a bath. Okay. And each day I'm getting a little bit closer to where it is that I need to be. So please don't be laughing at the garbage collector.
No, of course not.
Laugh at the phony, okay? Driving the big car, wearing the gold jewelry and all this other stuff, and don't own anything.
That's true.
And they wanted to learn about investment, alternative investment.
That's because the number one investment that you can have is in yourself.
That's it.
The number one economy to invest in is yourself. Both of those investments in yourself and in your personal economy will spill over into other economies. That's
And
just
Leland, I will say this, and I'm gonna be quiet. If there is somebody somebody in your posse that you think that they got it going on, invite yourself over to their house and look around and ask yourself, is that what you want? And if the answer to that is yes, then do what it takes to get that. But if you decide that no, I want more than that, then decide that you want more than that and then go to work for it. And you don't have to be beating your chest about what you've done and what you've got and just be quiet. Your deeds will manifest themselves through your actions. Or your success will manifest itself through your actions.
That's good. That's good. If only people knew how powerful that is. That's good. That's good.
So we just say, listen, get out of your own way. Give it a shot. You gotta have a goal. You gotta have a plan. You gotta have a strategy. You gotta have some help, and you gotta get out of your own way. And I'll see you on the other side. Because I'd like for you to be sitting at your house telling people how you got from there to here. And we've only just begun.
That's it.
I mean, really. I mean, I started to break out in song, but people might not like my tone. But but really, think about it. After last Friday, less than a week ago, I had a renewed feeling. I had a new goal. Because you just sort of kind of pull back the curtain, and I looked in, and I'm going like, damn. Because I realized that, good enough isn't enough. And said, man, how you doing? I'm doing good. Well, I learned that the good is the mortal enemy of the best.
I got a better one. This is for everyone. Why not? Like, just why not? If you see something that you like going forward, anyone who's here, if you see something that you like, I would suggest if you see someone's lifestyle that you like we all see other people's lifestyles, you're like, man, Billy Bob did this, man, that's awesome. The question that I would have you guys ask yourself is, why not? Or put, why not me? So if Martha can do X, Y, and Z,
Hmm.
the response that you should have for yourself is, you know what? Why not me?
May I ask a favor, sir?
Yes, sir.
Will you put in the chat? Can we put in the chat someplace how someone might be able to just get in touch with us? You know, because I'm willing to spend some time just to chat with someone to get an idea as to where you are. Am I the expert? I don't call myself an expert, but I know something. I've been somewhere. I know a little bit of stuff, or I know a guy. you know, and if you can't say I know a guy, and that be true, you need to find a guy or lady. Because I take advice from individuals. Like I said, I take advice from your 3-year-old. I take advice.
I take advice. I legit take advice.
I
I'm
take advice.
I'm gonna
Okay.
I'm gonna put here just a, and again, there is no pressure. You guys do not have to do it. No worries. Again, even as many of you guys may or may not know, we even have an app that is 1,000% free. Cost you nothing to use. You just download on your phone. We have an app that will actually give you um, it will give you various tools to get started with investing on your own.
It will give you a master's degree in knowledge for free.
Yeah, for
But
free.
if you want to implement the knowledge, it's going to cost you something. It's called WORK.
Like that's literally it. I mean, seriously, like
It,
it costs you. It will cost you effort. How
yeah,
about that? Your effort, and
that's
and,
all.
and
And
therefore the
no, no,
amount
I'm
of
sorry.
effort
I'm
that
sorry.
you
I'm contradicting you.
invest measure back.
It's not effort. I mean, just you. You got a whole freaking team when you walk in the door that says to you, "Hey, Mike, what do you want? When do you want it? Can you invest X number of hours per week to do XYZ?" Now, that tool is free, but there may be some other to the some. So we'll tell you the tool, but there may be some other tools that you will need because you will then be an entrepreneur. That's a business owner for those who I was trying to speak French. I didn't do it too well. I like having fun, people. Trust
Yeah,
me, I do have fun. Because if it's not fun, then
what you,
why the hell are you doing it?
what you doing? Real quick, I'm gonna say this too. An entrepreneur, just by definition, just for anyone who's wondering, and it's as Hank mentioned, it's a quote unquote foreign word for some people. Um, you can take that. You can take
How
that.
you smell that?
You can take that however you want to take it.
Oh man.
It's foreign not because it's French in nature, but it's foreign for most people because they too damn lazy to do anything.
Mm.
So it's foreign to them too.
Yeah.
Hey, look, regardless whether or not they speak French or not, it's still foreign to them.
Yeah.
So the next thing I'm gonna say is the definition for entrepreneur is one who takes risk in exchange for reward.
Mm, mm, mm.
Now the risk we typically hope that the risk, or excuse me, we hope that the reward is greater than the risk.
Hmm.
However, that solely depends on you.
Yeah, because if you plan correctly,
There you
set
go.
goals, and then monitor your success. And at each step, you're a little bit better than you were. You're a little bit closer than you were. Each step, not
Now,
mile, step.
Now, what's crazy about this is that there are some people. Now, this is bonkers. There are some people that, even with that being said, Hank, they take no risk, and for some reason want to believe that they are entitled to a reward.
Mhm. Or they one of these things that they give up and go out and say, "Man, I tried that and it doesn't work." So I'm not looking for naysayers.
No, 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 no. We're good.
I'm looking for the A-sayers. Ah, so hey, I just appreciate you letting me come in today. Loaded for bear. I am joy filled. That's all I can say, my friend. I am joy filled. And please don't get it twisted. I deal with stuff just like you every day,
Oh my goodness, yeah.
but I deal with my stuff early so that I can enjoy the rest of my day.
Oh, and Hank, you just dropped a little nugget for everyone. I'll kind of, point it out. There are some success habits where it says that you want to do the most challenging thing first, whatever that might look like for someone else. But if you're able to do the most challenging thing first, it's a success hint.
However long it takes.
However long that might take, you do the most challenging thing first.
Hmm.
You do the most challenging thing first. So for some people, what might seem challenging or daunting to them could be something as simple as making a freaking phone call. And you
That's
know
it.
what? If that's what's most challenging to you, then do it first. Keep in mind that what we are not here saying is that the things that are most challenging you don't do.
You still
If
got
not,
to do them all.
you still do it.
You still got to do them.
You
You
still
still
do them.
got to do them.
We're
But
just saying do it first.
but Leland, I'm sorry, we could be here forever.
Do it first.
It might be difficult the first time you try it, but it's like riding a bicycle. Eventually, you get there and you up on the handlebars, riding with no. I mean, you're doing all sorts of crazy stuff. But initially, you didn't know what to do. What is this? Well, it's a bicycle. Well, what's it for? It's for riding. Well, how do you do it? Well, get up and well, I can't do this. And they fought. They said, "Hang on a second. Let me show you. Let me help you." And the beauty is that you could become a world class biker because that's your goal. And I'm okay just running, around the block because my goal is not to be a world class biker. My goal is just to get in a few minutes of exercise. I'm sorry. I thought that was funny.
Well, that's good. And last, and I'll leave it here. Just food for thought for everyone. The the truth of a good mentor, coach, teacher, or even a good leader is that the people that they mentor, teach, coach, and lead are able to go to another level, another plateau, um, another ring or notch on their belt. Okay.
Hmm.
I think what's one of the things that's really crazy is that society's ignorance has made people think or believe that no one learns from anyone else.
Mm, mm, mm. That's sad.
That's sad. And the truth is, everyone that you admire, maybe even praise, whatever, like again, a lot of people, praise Elon Musk, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Everyone that is on this earth has learned from someone else on this earth.
Hmm.
And many times have learned from multiple people.
People. Hmm.
And it does not mean that they learned things from a particular university or college, school, et cetera, et cetera. There are
Mhm.
things that we all learn because we interact with others,
You learn by doing. That's right.
and you learn by doing.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
so a wise man learns from the experience of
Of
others.
others. Of others. Hallelujah. That
An
was.
idiot learns from the lumps of his own head.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah, thinking they got it. Man, you can't teach me anything. Man, you ain't, you ain't. I told you, they're always putting typecasts and qualifiers on somebody else. And they do that because of their own insecurities.
Yeah.
That's
So
all.
if you are literally trying to learn, quote unquote, learn or do something new, and you have the air of arrogance to believe that you yourself can do it on your own. I haven't met any person so far that has taught themselves how to read, how to write, how to walk. Let me just say this real quick. I'm a history buff. You know, I'm told that Frederick Douglass taught himself how to read and write. I think that's bullshit. I'm gonna just call it what it is. There's no way in hell you can teach yourself how to read and write. Okay. Now I can mimic writing per se, but you can't teach yourself how to read. Whatever Caucasian person taught him how to read, they didn't want to get they didn't want any backslash, okay?
Hmm.
Because I'm making a joke, but because it was against the law to teach someone of a certain hue the ability to read and write. So he probably told people that he taught himself. All I'm saying is this: unless your name is Frederick Douglass, you probably need somebody to teach you to do the thing that you want to do.
But still, be careful of who you hitch your wagon to teach you something. That's all. I'm not saying be skeptical, be aware. That's all. Just be aware.
Yep.
Got to be willing to do some learning on your own. That's why I killed a tree, and that's why I was up and getting ready for today to benefit you. Because I'm gonna be honest, Leland, if we weren't going to be talking today, I had something else that I was working on, and not this. However, this is important, and I hope people realize how significant today is to them, particularly if they suffer from some of these common failure issues.
Whew. All
I
right, ladies
didn't
and
laugh.
gentlemen.
I didn't laugh. Okay, I didn't. I'm serious. I didn't laugh.
We will see you guys. We will see you guys later.
Hey, we got you got a link in the chat. It's up to you.